Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Otaku Talk Podcast, aka your one true podcast for anything anime, manga, and gaming related. All right. So, my name is Pablo, aka Ace, and I am joined by my really good friend, NoahThaBoah. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Noah.
Hey, I'm Noah, also known as NoahThaBoah, and so a little bit about us for starting the podcast and all. Um, we kind of got bored during the COVID-19 coronavirus uh lockdown
Coronavirus.
thing. Some people had to be in lockdown. I mean, I'm technically an essential worker, but aside the point. Um, but we decided to start a podcast, and so yeah, here it is. You're listening to it. So Pablo, would you want to tell them about how or why we wanted to start this podcast? Because it was your idea from the start.
Yeah, I'd love to. So here's the thing, people. I unfortunately ended up coming down with the coronavirus. The COVID-19, and I was quarantined inside my home for roughly 5 weeks. And in that time span, I started to listen to a lot more podcasts, a lot more than what I normally would listen to. And I had this thought one day in the middle of the night that I would just, start my own. And my buddy Noah here was totally down to do one with me. And after many, many hiccups and a lot of
Delays
thought
and
and delays,
technical
exactly,
issues
so many
and
things,
outside of our
technical
control.
issues, exactly, here we are.
A month
And
plus in the making.
exactly, this is a month in the making. A lot of people's first attempt at a podcast probably didn't get this much thought put into it, or this many delays. But we didn't give up, and here we are.
We
And I hope you guys
persevered.
stick around to listen to stuff we gotta say. So,
That's right.
Noah, my friend, could you please tell us a bit about your anime upbringing? How did you get into anime?
So how I got into anime, it's pretty interesting. Um, so obviously as kids, you watched, uh, you know, kids anime shows that were, for to us known as cartoons like Pokemon and stuff. Like I personally watched Metabots, and I love that show, and even shows like Avatar, which are westernized, that are not anime, but they are actually cartoons, but they take inspiration from anime. I love those two shows, Metabots, and I watched a bit of Pokemon, but Metabots and Avatar are like my top two shows that I watched as a kid. And then I just didn't really pay attention to anime per se. And I found an anime called High School of the Dead in 2012.
Oh, High School of the Dead.
That's a show right there.
That's
that's a
quite a show
doozy.
indeed.
That's a doozy.
That's one hell of a way to introduce yourself, my friend.
Yeah, so it's not the best anime to start with, and there's a lot of fan service in that anime, and I
Mm-hmm.
pushed through it because I was actually getting invested in the story. Um, and by the end of it, I felt like I didn't want to continue because of the fan service. It was just way over the top. And so I thought that all anime was like this. so I just stopped. And then I met my friend Raul, which is another friend that you'll see on this podcast at some point. Wink, wink.
Oh yeah. Eventually, we will have an abundance of people, and you're gonna love them all. Trust me.
Yes. And so I met him a year later, roughly in 2013, and he reintroduced me in anime. And hate me as much as you want, but I got reintroduced by Sword Art Online, and I absolutely loved
one of
Sword
my
Art
personal
Online.
favorites. To this day, one of my personal favorites.
Yes. At this point, it's a love-hate relationship for me. I love Sword Art Online, but I also hate it for what they did with Season 1 at the halfway point. But that's another story.
I'm a fan of the entire series. I know I know it has its ups and downs, but I'm a fan of the overall series in general. You know, I admit it has its faults, and it's definitely not the best thing out there. But, you know, we all have our guilty pleasures, and amongst the anime community, no matter how much gripe it gets, SAO will always hold a special place in my heart. All right?
Yeah, more like Asuna will hold a special place in your heart, Pablo.
Okay, she will most definitely hold a special place in my heart above the entire franchise as a whole. But, you know, for all of you listening out there, I just want you guys to know that my love for Asuna exceeds anything that will go wrong in that anime, in that series, the light novels, the story, anything that anyone can say bad about it. My justification is the fact that no matter what, Asuna is involved, and that's the only justification I need.
Uh-huh.
Says
the person that chose Sword Art Online over shows like Hunter x Hunter and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, okay. Well, I did so because, you know, as a level 100 weeb that I am, I simply cannot abandon my waifu. And, you know, the hardest decisions require the strongest of wills, you know? And in the choice between Hunter x Hunter and SAO, I'd have to go with SAO 10 times out of 10 because, you know, a man sticks by his waifu, and I'm all about that loyalty.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Yeah.
And
I get it.
You know, I am, if not anything, if, you know, I can be categorized as a degenerate to some people. But I will always be a loyal degenerate. And you can't take that from me, no matter what.
You're right, I can't. Do you read the light novels though? Like, because I know you watch the anime.
I am fully caught up with the anime that is currently airing, but when it comes to the light novel, I haven't finished. I stopped reading them up until the point where the newest season is right now. So what will be airing soon is completely new stuff to me. I have no knowledge about this.
Okay.
So I am definitely looking forward to that.
That's good. Yeah, I haven't read any light novels either myself. I actually, in the recent year, I got, I ordered Sword Art Online Progressive light novel from Amazon. Because I hear that's like the revised story of the light novel.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I have no knowledge of what progressive truly is, but I have heard.
From what I hear, it's
somewhat of like
a rewrite.
Yeah, kind of like the SAO equivalent of DBZ Kai. You know, kind of like they fill out the empty spaces, something like that. I could be completely wrong, but it's definitely
or similar to
definitely edited.
Yeah, Or like Persona 5 Royal, where it's like just a revised like
something along those
edition.
lines.
Yeah. So I want to get into that.
Yeah. So after Raul introduced you to SAO, how did you feel about that?
How did I feel? I was completely reinvigorated into anime. Like completely. Like
I can
because
totally understand that. You were introduced to my waifu.
yeah, yeah, and oh my gosh, it actually opened up. It definitely also opened up my third eye and made me realize how much I loved romance segments in animes and stuff. like I was so focused on their relationship throughout it, like intently.
Oh, how could you not? They are undoubtedly one of the cutest couples.
Definitely, especially especially with the the house, like the mini house arc, where they they were living in the
exactly
house like by the lake. Yeah, that was the best.
And
then they got
that
ruined.
Special spot in that one world. Yeah, beautiful. Really gets your heart. As my fellow weeb say, it really makes my Kokoro go doki doki. You know what I mean. You gotta pull out the old Weebanese on the podcast, my friend. I don't get a chance to use this type of hidden language that often. And I'm glad I have finally found a place in which my talents can be fully expressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so after SAO, was there anything else that really like solidified anime as like something that you truly enjoy?
Yes. He then showed me Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, to go from SAO to Hunter x Hunter.
Immediately.
Oof, that is quite the quality jump there, my friend.
Yes, it is. And boy, this is back when I had really bad internet. Like, I'm talking like maybe a megabyte download speed. Maybe.
No, that is crazy download speed.
Like, maybe like 500 kilobyte upload speed. Like, I couldn't stream anime. Like, I would try to watch it with Roll, and we'd have to wait 5 to 10 minutes for it to preload. And then we would start it, and then it would freeze. And then we'd have to wait for it to load again. And it got to a point to where I was so invested in Hunter x Hunter that what I did was I had to download the episodes on my phone, right? And I was on an iPhone, so I didn't have the luxury of just downloading the media files. No. I had to download like this sketchy third-party app.
Android and anime have always gone hand in hand, my friend.
I had to use this sketchy third-party app on my iPhone at the time and download like 3 or 4 episodes at a time, like over the course of like an hour or two. And then while I was watching one episode, I was downloading another episode. So I was constantly 3 to 4 episodes ahead download-wise. So that
you really had to big brain that, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to manage my file space too, because it was insane. I had like gigs upon gigs on my phone of just the episodes.
I feel you on that. But that I bet there's not a single veteran anime watcher out there who can fault you or complain or make fun of the way that you had to watch anime, because I know amongst that group of veteran anime watchers that some of them had to download those sketchy third-party apps and download them and watch them offline for themselves. And I know because I also did the same thing. I watched over 500 episodes of One Piece off of some random app in which it allowed me to download episodes of One Piece, and I watched them on my phone when I was at school. And I went through it, and I know for a fact that there are plenty of anime watchers out there that have had to go through the struggle of YouTube of YouTube anime watching back in the day.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say, didn't you have to like watch Naruto, like Naruto
Yep,
season 1 part 30,
Mm-hmm.
episode 32 part 1, and then part 2,
Yep.
episode 32 part 3.
Yep. Indeed.
I never had to go through that.
Watch...
I never went through that.
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't.
I don't want to go through that.
Second gen. Yeah, I'd call you the second gen anime watcher.
Second gen anime. Yeah, all these third gen anime watchers, they got it so easy with their Crunchyroll subscriptions and Funimation subscriptions and their Netflix, like Hulu, Netflix. Netflix has so much anime now. It's crazy. I remember when anime was first introducing anime. Yep. Like, and that was like after I got into Hunter x Hunter, when they started introducing anime to Netflix, and it was like maybe less than 10 titles that were on there. Maybe less than 10.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it was less than 10, if not a very small handful.
And now it's like crazy. They have such a wide list now that I go to Netflix and I'm like, what is this? What is this? I didn't know this came out like 3 years ago. What the heck? This is an original?
Yeah, Netflix has really stepped up its anime game with producing all this original content.
And some of the originals, like
half
Castlevania,
of which I haven't seen. Yo, Castlevania.
I've only seen like 2 episodes of Castlevania. I gotta get back to that. Castlevania. From what little I watched,
currently halfway through the 3rd season, but I'm watching it with another group of friends. So I am patiently waiting for the time in which our schedules realign, in which we can then watch the rest of the series, because I'm at the point in which I might just finish it on my own. I'm pretty patient, I don't want to go on ahead of them because I know they're waiting, but maybe it's okay for me to be a bit selfish and move on, because what if I just pretend like I didn't and pretend this is all new to me? That way I can secretly enjoy the rest of Castlevania. Would that make me a bad person?
I don't think so.
All right, great. I'll go ahead and be selfish just this one time.
I mean, like, you probably don't have as much patience as me. I mean, when did I start Bakuman with Roll? 2014? There's 3 seasons.
A long time ago.
There's 3 seasons of Bakuman. There are 75 episodes for the whole series, 25 episodes per season. And I think we're like 10 to 15 episodes away from the ending of season 3, the final season.
Oh, you guys are so close to the end.
It's so close to the end, yet we stopped at like mid 2015, I want to say.
Oh, yeesh. You're gonna be hitting your 5-year anniversary here soon enough.
Yeah, and we have not even gone back to it.
Well, as long as you remember to update your My Anime List status to on hold, that way you don't forget to finish those final episodes.
I will definitely do that, Pablo. Don't you worry.
No. Yeah, might want to go ahead and do that.
Okay, yeah, I should probably do that like right now, right? I should.
Yeah, definitely do that right now. Exactly. Go ahead, type away on your little clickety-clackety keyboard and update your status. Oh, man. But you definitely had it easy. Now, as for me, I got into anime, a long time ago. My first exposure to anime, I was probably 3, could be 4 years old. And it's one of my earliest memories being upstairs in the house I lived in at the time. And you see, this is why in my personal top 10 anime list, which I will tell you guys one of these days in a future episode. But Yu Yu Hakusho has another special place in my heart. Probably my second all-time favorite anime manga series. Absolutely love it. one of my earliest memories though is probably, well, knowing now it's roughly around the 10th episode of Yu Hakusho, but it was English dub on, I believe it was the Toonami block. Toonami might not have started, it might have, but they were showing Yu Hakusho on Adult Swim, and as a child I'd fall asleep early, but I woke up one night and I turned on the TV secretly. Well, all the adults were downstairs. And there I see this green monster fighting this teenage kid in a green jumpsuit. And it's probably the first time I ever remember hearing a curse word at the time. And now it's not a bad curse word, but it's the first time I'd ever heard such a thing. And that's why the scene always stuck with me. And it's the scene in Yu Hakusho in which Yusuke and Hiei are facing off, and Hiei's in his demon form, and he sees that Keiko's been hurt to the side, and Yusuke goes, "I'm gonna kick your ass, Hiei." And that line has stuck with me ever since I was a child, and that's why I believe Yu Hakusho was probably the very first exposure to anime that I ever had. Now,
your innocence was shattered.
Exactly, in that moment, everything I knew changed.
When the Fire Nation attacked.
I greased my hair back. I started to bully the other kids in kindergarten. I was a real hoodlum. Oh no, I wish, but I don't believe I watched any other anime growing up besides Dragon Ball Z at the time. Now, see, I know now that Yu Hakusho is an anime, but at the time it was just another show to me. And so the only real anime that I watched growing up was Dragon Ball Z until around 4th grade when Naruto became a real big thing. Where I was, people would buy headbands, we'd play Ninja and the playground, all that stuff. And that was also right around the time I got my first computer, me and my sister. We came home from playing outside. And of course, we were playing Ninja because, like I said, Naruto was the thing. And I came home, and my mom's like, "We have a surprise in the bedroom." I walk over to my mother's bedroom, and there it is set up. Bulky TV. Well, those big bulky monitors. I don't remember what they're called. No, you might know the models. Those models. Do you know what they were called? They're like the big bulky computer monitors. Yeah, I'm not sure what they were called, but
oh my god, yeah. You're talking about like an old school computer.
Old school computer, man.
They had like the round like chunkiness with like the little extended back that was like smaller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That type.
Like the CRT version of computer monitors.
Mm-hmm. That's what I walked home into, and it was one of the most amazing moments ever, because that's when, as we mentioned earlier, I was introduced to YouTube and
hentai.
What? That came at a later time, as I experimented later on with internet searches. Mistypings. That's a story for another day.
Yeah, just mistypings.
That is definitely a story for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll get to that one day, soon enough, But yeah, so that's when I found out YouTube, was a thing. I think a friend in my class might have told me about it because he was also looking for Naruto episodes, and had mentioned that if I typed this a certain way, I'd pop up on a certain channel. I don't even remember whose channel it was. That channel might not even exist anymore. And sure enough, I went home that day, typed in what I was told, and I found Naruto episode 10 part 1, and it was like 7 minutes long. and then it ends, and then and then before on the side it would say, part 2, and then I'd watch part 2. But the funny thing is, a lot of people's channels would never upload the second part of it. They would name it part 1 or part 2, but then they never upload the rest. So I have many moments growing up watching the middle part of anime episodes 2 to 3 times because different channels have spliced it up differently with each part. So that's that was my big revelation that anime would be a big part of my life when I was watching it split up into 3 different segments on 2 different channels. I loved it so much I withstood that. And here I am now, on a podcast.
Here you are now, thousands of hours later, watching anime, even in your sleep. Don't know how you do it. Don't know how you pull it off, man.
Once you hit level 100 level, you can accomplish just about anything. You know the potential that people tell you have. So once you hit level 100 weeb level, that potential like doubles, it skyrockets and it becomes reality. I can alter time.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, I just had to dedicate my life to my craft, and here I am now, a master, and spreading my knowledge onto the younger generation. And I hope they appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, that's a bit about my anime upbringing. There's more to it that I'll get into. In later episodes.
We can get into more.
I can't fully explain.
Can't reveal everything just yet. We'll dig into it a bit more.
I gotta keep some
date.
of the juicy bits. Kind of like how a miner be digging for coal. You can't get to the diamonds right away. You gotta get through a little bit of the boring stuff.
So Pablo. What are your thoughts on Fantastic Children anime?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
What are your thoughts on the Fantastic Children anime that aired years ago?
You know what? I thought you said that.
Don't watch that.
Anybody who knows me knows that anime is probably the worst anime I've ever seen. It
was so confusing.
Incredibly boring.
It's confusing and boring.
It is incredibly boring. It looked interesting on paper, but after
it had a really good art style going for it, but they just
indeed it did. And
they didn't know what they were doing.
I wanted to like it, but I just couldn't. Even talking about it right now makes me extremely sleepy.
Don't fall asleep on me, Pablo.
Yo, I can't have all the people listening to this hear me snore right off the bat. It's not free.
Fall asleep mid podcast. That's a new level.
Yo, let me know. Let me know down in the comments whether you want me to do a sleep cast in which I record myself for 8 to 9 hours sleeping, in which occasionally you will hear a snore from me and or a random noise I make. And I'm sure one of you will probably end up watching it and timestamping those moments. So just go ahead and let me know if you're interested in that, and go ahead and do it. All right. No, and I mean, to make sure I'm asleep the whole time, I'll just put on Fantastic Children on repeat.
Right, just in the background. like you could have it like in video form, so like you have like the camera positioned where it has the bed in scene to the side, but then it has like the TV in the background where it's in focus enough for you to see it, but just out of focus enough so that YouTube doesn't demonetize it, and it's focused enough on the bed as well.
Yeah, there we go. It's a work in motion, people. We'll definitely get that going at some point.
Yeah. So
so before I fall asleep, my friend, any new updates with you? What have you been doing this week?
Well, as
played
you know,
any new games recently?
Yeah. Titanfall 2 got re-released after like 4 years on Steam. Not
Yeah, I heard about
exclusively
that.
through Origin anymore. That
Yeah.
launched right smack dab in between Call of Duty and Battlefield in 2016. So they essentially killed their own game within a week. Like it lasted a
Man,
week and then it was
you
done.
hate to see it.
And then it's got new life. It's revived on Steam. It's got 14,000 players and counting now. Every night. I've been
Breath of
having
fresh air, huh?
yeah, breath of fresh air. And I didn't have a computer at the time to play it. Now I do. And I was like, oh dang, $10 for
Man,
Titanfall 2 Definitive Edition. I don't have this on Origin, so let's get it and play it. And oh boy, that is a good game.
oh, sounds like you're really enjoying yourself there.
That is a good game. Fluid movement, fluid gameplay, top tier multiplayer. So good.
Mm.
And I've
Now,
also
does Titanfall 2 have a campaign mode, like a
it
story mode, or is
does.
it just like a
It does.
strictly?
It does
Oh,
have
it
a
does.
campaign mode.
It's not
It
strictly
is
multiplayer.
yeah, it's a campaign and a multiplayer. Mainly for the campaign. I mean for the multiplayer. So with the campaign, it's one of the shorter campaigns in shooter games. It's about 5 to 6 hours long from what I hear. But from what I from other people, what I hear is it's one of the best shooter campaigns. Like people have been claiming Modern Warfare 2019 is one of the best campaign shooters for stories, and what rivals it is Titanfall 2. So
Oh wow,
yeah,
that I
I
did
always
not
hear
know.
good things about the campaign. I haven't played it yet, but I do want to play it. Potentially for a stream, maybe. I don't know. Um,
Yo, stream playthrough coming
yeah,
soon?
maybe,
Question mark.
maybe, maybe. Considering I got plenty
Uh,
of other things I want to
so
play through too, so we'll see what happens as
more
we
stuff
go.
for all you Titanfall fans to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Any update? Any updates with you?
Yes. Me, my good sir, I've been playing the Isle of Armor DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay, okay,
And let me tell you, I am really enjoying it, actually.
that's good.
I think it's really fun. Uh, I know some people are complaining about its length and it's a bit too short for their taste, but for me,
How long
I've
is it?
been exploring. I hear on average, people have been beating it in anywhere from as fast as like 5 to 7 hours, but I've also been hearing that it can take anywhere from 10 to 15. It really depends on how much time you take to train. If you
Yeah,
take a
the
bit of the
side stuff.
shortcuts, yeah, because in Sword and Shield they introduced the EXP crystals
Mm-hmm.
that you get from the raids. You can go ahead and level up Pokemon way faster, like that. And then there are people that do it the old-fashioned way, just kind of grind it on out, doing certain Pokemon challenges and whatnot. So it really depends on how you play. But for me, it'll probably take me anywhere from the 10 to 15 hour range.
Yeah,
And
that sounds about right for the cost.
story wise, I'll probably end up beating it a lot quicker. But when I say it'll take me 10 to 15 hours, I say that because for all you people that have purchased the DLC and played it, there's a special mission for you to do, and it involves finding Diglets.
Mm.
As you're approaching, once you purchase the DLC and you get this thing called the Armor Pass, you are then allowed to go to the Isle of Armor via the train, and then you go on the Corviknight taxi. You get taken to the station, you get off. As you're headed to the dojo, you are interrupted by a Diglett. And there's this dude who runs up to you, and he's all like, "Oh, hey, I lost my Diglets. Can you help me find it? Oh, here's one. Thanks, man. I'll give you good stuff if you help me out."
I'll
And
give you that
basically,
good.
he basically gives you the two options in which you're basically saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's gonna be a piece of cake. I thought it was a it's technically a one-time thing, but it's very, very time consuming because the man goes on to say that he is missing 150 more Diglets scattered all around the Isle of Armor.
What?
150.
150 Diglets.
First of all, who needs 150 Diglets?
Apparently that guy.
Why? Why do you need 150? And the thing is, this is one of the ways you get the Gen 7 Alolan variants of Pokemon that you use to fill up your Pokedex, the Isle of Armor Pokedex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want those Pokemon, other than trading them in, 'cause some people, didn't play Gen 7 or they probably don't have their Gen 7 game anymore. They don't want to trade it in through Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
So one of the only ways to get it after that is by doing the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So in the very first part of it, the Fields of Honor, I believe it's what it's called, there are about 19, maybe 20 of them, and it took me about an hour and a half to find them. It took me about an hour to an hour and a half to find 20 of them.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to move on
until you found
I moved on story-wise, but I didn't want to move on into the next section of the island to find more Diglets until I found all of them in the Fields of Honor, because the island is set up a way where they have different named locations, and in each named location there's a certain amount of Diglets, and I didn't want to go ahead and grab like 5 from this place, 5 from another, 10 in another, and just have a whole bunch scattered around.
Yeah.
So what I did was, whenever you find one, it tells you how many are left in the area.
You just swept the area until it was clean.
And exactly. So I found one, and it told me I had like 18 left, and then so I went around looking for them. And as you get them, the little Diglett pops up, and he goes, "Oh, random Diglett noise," and then he goes back to his trainer. And then once you go back to talk to him, he's like, "Oh, you found 5. Here's your first reward. Oh, you found 10. Here's your first reward. Next one's got like 20, and then 40, and so forth until 150, and you get all your different variants of the Pokemon."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it took me about a solid hour and a half. Yeah, around an hour and a half to find 20 of them in total.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
I haven't touched any of them. I've seen them while I've been exploring and catching the overworld Pokemon to fill up the Pokedex.
Yeah.
I've seen them on the ground, and I'm afraid of accidentally clicking on one because I don't want to click on one until I'm ready to just sweep that area.
Yeah.
And the only reason I spent that first hour and a half looking for them is because I thought I needed to before I entered the dojo to continue the main story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but now I know that I can complete the story and then go back and do that. So that's what I'm working on now.
Okay,
but,
okay.
To fully complete everything that the DLC has to offer, I'm probably gonna take around 20 hours. I'll probably spend some time doing some raids, all that good stuff. Because well, you guys listening may not know this, but Noah extensively knows that I have a huge love for Pokemon. Absolutely love it. We'll spend hours playing it and watching Pokemon content. Love it.
I don't know how you do it.
So it's something I grew up with, and it just kind of stuck. It's a good hobby / pastime I got.
I like it.
We all got them.
Just not my favorite. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a big story person, and maybe that's what it is. Because I like Pokemon and all, but it just doesn't do it for me. I'd rather play other RPGs than play Pokemon.
It's not everyone's cup of tea. I get it.
I like Pokemon. A lot of
people
don't get me wrong.
Grinding. I know you like Pokemon, but a lot of people don't like the Pokemon games for what they are. A lot of them like the older ones. But
I started with Emerald, and I loved Emerald, but
Emerald was a good one.
It was a good one, yeah.
Plenty of hours into Sapphire.
Yeah, and I kept having save corruptions in Emerald for me.
Oof.
Yeah,
Damn.
so
You know
I
something that I
replayed
never
sections
got
of
to
it.
do. Yeah, I believe you could have done it Sapphire. It might have been when I played Emerald, but I believe it could have been on all Gen 3 games. But you know that Mirage Island where if you like looked out the window in I think in the town where the sixth gym was, where you got like that feather badge, you know, there was a window you could look out in that town, and the guy was like, "Oh, it's Mirage Island," and it was very rare. Your internal game clock had to like match up, I believe, on certain things, and it was very random. And that's why Mirage Island was very rare. But there, there were issues with the game cartridges that made it so you'd never be able to see it. And I believe my Sapphire could have been my Emerald version, but one of them had that internal clock issue, which made it so I was never able to actually access the
Yeah,
Mirage Island.
yeah. I never knew about the Mirage thing. Uh, but when I played Emerald from the very start, it gave me a warning immediately that was like, uh game cart battery dried up. Can't do these events. Okay, I don't know what these are. Clink clink.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, and then as a kid, you don't really care for a lot of the things.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just kind of just want to play the game.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, especially as a kid, you're not really going out there to do a lot of
yeah,
special events, anyways. So it's not like it was a huge deal. You know, as
yeah.
an adult now, if that had happened to me, I'd be highly upset. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm over it now. It
Yeah.
was many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's what I've been up to, and my good friend, um, I I've heard that you also taking a bit of a liking to virtual YouTubers.
Oh man,
Yeah,
VTubers. You
why
want to
don't
get
you
into this
update
right
me
now?
on that? Yeah, send me
You want
down
to get
this
into
rabbit
this right
hole.
now?
Yeah, let's get into this. Let's go.
Are you sure you want to get into this right now?
Oh, I am ready. I want to get into this right now
Oh man,
because
you're
the
not.
rabbit hole that you've gone down, you have dragged me down into. So we got to
I
talk about this.
snatched you down this rabbit hole.
You snatched me down this rabbit hole. So we're going to talk about it, Noah. Let's talk about
Ooh,
VTubers.
boy.
Oh
VTubers.
boy, is right.
Oh my goodness. VTubers. They've been around for a
VTubers,
while.
man.
They've been a
Indeed, they
while.
have.
They've been around for quite a while. Uh, really popular starting with Kizuna Ai, but she's like a solo VTuber, you know. But there's been groups of VTubers that have shown up lately in the past 2 years, and in the past year now, they've slowly gained traction and have gotten really popular. Uh, I wouldn't say in the mainstream like Kizuna Ai, but just definitely more popular if you're looking for it. Um, I actually started of course, you know, outside of Kizuna Ai, of course, but like these group VTubers, specifically Hololive. They're like
Mm-hmm.
really the most popular
Hololive.
ones. Um,
Indeed, they
I
are.
I started watching. I got recommended a translated video of Matsuri or Natsuhiro Matsuri, I think is how I should pronounce her name. Um in like November of last year in 2019. And ever since then, I've been hooked.
Yep, indeed you have. And it finally got to the point where you suggested the right video, and now you pulled me down this rabbit hole of VTubers, and I just can't get enough of them.
Same, and it's gotten to a point for me where every time I open YouTube, I think 60% or more of my videos are VTuber related.
I'd say for me it's about 40%, but it is quickly approaching that 60% recommendation.
I mean, I do watch other
across the
things.
feed.
I do watch other things.
Oh, I know, and that's the only reason why it hasn't crossed that far, because
it
right now
hasn't
there's plenty
completely
of
overtaken
soccer
me
news
yet.
going on, and I'm watching a lot of soccer related videos, and so it hasn't completely covered my feed. But as soon as the season is over, you can expect it to make a full coverage of my recommendation.
They're gonna consume us.
Yeah. And the thing with VTubers is, I can't really explain why I find them so entertaining and why they're so appealing to me.
It's weird. It's weird. Like,
I just really enjoy watching them. There's so many different ones, and a lot of them take over these animal personas. Like a dog, duck.
they have their own little gimmick to them.
Whatever random. Exactly, their own gimmick. That's what I meant to say. And
that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
yeah, most definitely. But I'm not even really watching it for their so-called gimmick. Like, I'm not watching because this is a cat girl, this is a dog girl. It's just they're really fun to watch. You know what? I'd like to think of it as, have you ever watched a stream on Twitch with somebody who is only streaming their gameplay with like no camera?
Yes.
And yet you still stick around and watch it because that person themselves is entertaining enough that even without seeing them and seeing their facial expressions to whatever is going on, the way they carry themselves, it makes you stick around.
Yeah, it's their personality. I was just about to say, it's their personality that draws you in.
Exactly. So all of these VTuber girls who are part of this HoloLive group have such tremendous personalities. Like, they're so full of energy, and I can't help but be drawn to that and to watch these translated clips of all their content, because for being a level 100 weeb, level 200 weebs are the ones who have mastered the Japanese language, so
which we have not
quite there
yet to achieve yet.
I want to.
I'm learning. I'm trying to learn Japanese right now.
Hour. And I wish you the best of luck. It is a difficult language.
Yeah.
So
we'll get there.
So for now, I'm sticking to the clipped YouTube channels of their live stream.
Yeah, you gotta wait like a day or like a week for them to be uploaded.
Exactly, but it's gotten to the point in which I don't mind waiting that long for the content. I love it. I need more of it. It's becoming my drug of choice.
Except the best part about this drug is there are no side effects.
Side effect is sleep deprivation, my friend.
True.
I've started to go random countless nights in which I say I'm going to fall asleep by like 2 a.m. to get up in the morning to get stuff done. And I end up staying awake for an extra 2.5 hours, sometimes 3, just going down the rabbit hole of VTuber clips. And with each passing video, I feel more awake than the last because I start laughing. And it's actually it's amazing, really. And it's one of those rabbit holes I don't mind going down.
Yeah, like let me check. It's gotten to a point to me where I can't keep up with the translated videos that I see and want to watch.
Jeez. So, are you subscribed to all of their main channels and then the clipped channels?
Clip channel? Yes, yeah. I am subscribed to the main VTubers that I watch and the side ones that I am trying to watch more of. give everyone a little bit of love, you know. Um, and I'm subscribed to like 10 translation channels as well. I gotta get that feed, you know. I gotta get the constant feed of content from them, you know.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever watched the same clip by two different clip channels?
Yes, to get the different translated perspectives, because they're translated differently.
You know what? It's actually pretty smart, and I haven't thought of that before, but now I'm thinking I might have to go back and rewatch some videos.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting to see how they get translated. Because it's very hard to directly translate from Japanese to English and English to Japanese because the phrasing gets lost in between the translations because of the different cultures and the sentence structures that is completely different from English to Japanese. And I just pulled up my YouTube playlist here that I put these videos into.
How many unwatched videos do you have?
Probably 60% or 50%. Actually, as I'm scrolling, probably 60% is probably unwatched.
Oh, jeez. Does it tell you a number, like the number of videos you have in that playlist?
No. It only tells me the videos that I have in the playlist.
Dang.
Do you want to know how many videos I have in the playlist since November 2019?
How many videos are in the playlist since November 2019, Noah?
775 videos.
700 and what? Hold up, what?
775 videos.
Jesus. And 60% of that is roughly unwatched.
Yeah, maybe closing to 50%.
That's a lot of VTuber content that you've absorbed, though.
And in the past 7 days, my daily average watch time right now is about 2 hours on YouTube. And in the last 7 days,
I think that's about average.
Yeah. I've watched about 14 hours in the last 7 days.
And all of that has been exclusively VTuber content?
Mostly.
Fair enough. Can't blame you for that.
I'm trying to get to, you know, I'm watching other things. I'm trying to like get back to Let's Plays and stuff, because believe it or not, I still watch Let's Plays on YouTube, you know?
You know, I do watch Let's Plays as well.
Like there are plenty of games that I would love to play. I just don't have the time to play or want to record them or stream them like I want to. Because either I don't have the console for them or the setup to really do it properly, or the time to overall, because especially for RPGs, I do watch a lot of RPGs on YouTube compared to playing them right now, mainly because it's easier to just watch a Let's Play and start and stop when needed. Because, you know, I have a full-time job, so
JRPGs get released.
Yeah, like I have a full-time job, so I like spending a lot of time in games. So when I play an RPG, I'd rather spend at least 3 hours in it. But having a full-time job, I only have about 4 hours of free time after work. And those 3 hours are going to be taken up.
Yep. Yeah, those 3 hours spent in JRPG are basically still the tutorial.
Exactly. So I would much rather just watch, you know, an episode or two that they have on a Let's Play, you know, every night, in between stuff while doing other things that I need to do. So
fair enough. You got the system down.
Yeah. But and then I have my other games that I have on my backlog here that I do plan on streaming or playing at some point. It's just a matter of getting the time and the stars need to align correctly enough for me to be able to pull that off. I'll get there
Very
one day.
nice. Very nice.
As I said, I have a
know
lot of
you'll get there
patience.
one day.
I got a lot of patience.
I wholeheartedly believe that you'll get there one day.
It's taken me I think I haven't played Persona 5 myself. But I've been watching a playthrough of Persona 5 because I wanted to play Persona 5, but at the time I didn't have a PS4.
One of the best games.
Yes, I didn't have a PS4 at the
100%.
time, or definitely the time, since I have the job still at the time that it came out.
It's quite a long game.
To spend in it right now. It's taken me roughly 3 years to watch the playthrough and be halfway done with the playthrough.
Yeesh.
But that's also cramming in VTubers and other
time.
things and actual playing games, in between stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah, definitely.
This is like me.
No.
I'm interested in too many things. I try to cram too many things in one lifespan.
That's the problem with everyone, really. We have too many things to get done, not enough time. It's unfortunate, but we manage. We do the best we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, VTubers, bro. That is quite a topic, and I know this is not the last that.
No, this is definitely not the last time we'll mention.
Hear.
We're gonna definitely bring up VTubers.
People hear. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. VTubers will
definitely gonna be a recurring thing. Oh, yeah. I wanted to mention one last thing for VTubers before we move on.
Sure.
I was gonna throw out there. Right now, currently, who is your favorite VTuber right now?
Oh man, there are a bunch of them. There are a lot of those Hololive girls. Then you have the OG, Kizuna. She's great. But out of all the ones that I've seen so far, amongst the clips that you have shown me, and the ones that I've gone through on my own, searching through the rabbit hole, I gotta say, I don't remember her first name. I believe I don't remember her first name. I'll try it a second, but her name is Korone.
Inugami.
Yeah, Inugami Korone.
Yeah.
I may have butchered that name.
Inugami Korone.
Yeah, something along those lines. She is definitely, hands down, without a doubt, my favorite VTuber in the moment. I've never stopped by a single one of her live streams yet, but from the clipped content that I have seen that has been translated with my English subtitles, because, subs are the best. I don't really know what it is about her. Actually, I know exactly what it is about her that I love. She has this one clip in which she's doing a karaoke night, and this is something we'll go on about in another episode. But One Piece, the highest selling manga series in history, is my personal favorite anime, and she has this one karaoke clip in which she is singing the first One Piece opening, which is a banger. I don't care what anyone says. It's a banger. She has this clip where she's singing it, and she has the little 2D, edited on
the live hat. 2D sprite.
Exactly, and she has a little straw hat on, and she's singing the first One Piece opening, and the whole chat is going crazy saying "We are," and that video was amazing, and since that moment, I have considered her. my favorite.
One Piece.
Yep. See, of course you know the words. You gotta know the words. You know, I believe the 7th opening of One Piece was actually it's the first opening, but the only
Isn't it like an
difference-
anniversary thing where it's sung by the voice
yeah,
actors?
it's like an anniversary. Might have been the 10-year anniversary thing.
Yeah.
But it's sung by the actual Japanese voice actors. And
Yeah, that's a
actresses.
good one too.
And it's probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite version of it.
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for the
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the first opening, like of One Piece, my second favorite opening would probably be Share the World.
Oof, man. That's a great opening. But I mean, yeah, we'll probably do an episode dedicated to One Piece.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
You know, I think we can hand that. Might be time to.
We're nearly at an hour now
for that. Yeah.
we kind of rambled on a little bit.
Guests.
Let's kind of pick up the pace real quick and kind of get through some stuff that we got here, and we'll wrap it up in a little bit.
Gotcha.
So have you started reading any new Shonen Jump manga series that I've been releasing in the past few weeks?
I have not started any new series recently, but I am keeping up with My Hero Academia, Black Clover, One Piece, and
obviously One Piece.
I believe that's it right now. I think those are the only ones I'm actually reading constantly. I mean, I am reading Boruto, but I don't. It's a monthly, so what I'll do is I'll let like 1 to 2 chapters stack up, and then I'll catch up, and then read the one that gets released. It's kind of how I'm doing it.
Yeah,
it's starting to ramp up, but other than that, any of the new Shonen Jump series that have started within like the last month, I have not read.
Okay.
Have you read any of them?
So currently the ones that I'm reading on Shonen Jump right now, I'm a little behind on all these. Because I've just been doing some other stuff right now in the past week. I've been reading Mission Yozakura Family. Top tier slice of life.
Top tier, you say?
Top tier slice of life, spy, romance. So good. Highly recommend.
It's got everything you need. Spies and romance. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. And then a weirder one, Undead Unluck. That one's really interesting. I'm quite behind on that one. But for what little I've read, it's really good. And I want to continue it for sure. And I have high hopes for it. Dr. Stone.
Undead Unluck. I've seen the cover art for Undead Unluck, and
I think we did like a read through. I think we did like a read along with the first 2 chapters or something.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that series is pretty good. I gotta get back to that. I'll definitely find the time at some point this week to fully catch up.
We can get caught up. We'll try to like get caught up in the next week, and then we can kind of like review them a little bit, like so far.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
20 chapters, I think, right now, probably.
It's at 22 chapters.
Yeah, so fairly easy to get caught up.
Yeah, and Mission Yozakura Family is at 41 chapters.
Yeah, so I'll definitely make this week a manga catch-up week.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously Dr. Stone. I'm still behind on that. I want to get caught up with other things before I get back to that one.
Fair enough. Can't blame you for that.
Because it's a longer one. Because that one's at like,
Indeed.
156, and I'm at like 93 right now.
Yeah,
so
I remember when Dr. Stone first premiered.
Yeah. And then,
any other new ones?
Yes.
That you're reading?
One started last week called Magu-chan, God of Destruction.
Magu-chan, God of Destruction. That is...
Yes. It
Quite a nice
has
title. I like
two
that.
chapters right now. I have not read the second chapter yet because it just dropped 2 days ago, but I was at work, so I just haven't had a chance to get to it.
Gotcha.
The
So you did read through the first chapter.
Yeah, the first chapter was.
Alrighty.
It took me. It threw me for a loop.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a good one. It's surprisingly very good. I actually had low expectations going into it. And I came out really interested into seeing what was going to happen next. The very short synopsis that the app gives me here for Shonen Jump is: foolish lowly humans, a washed up god of destruction finds the human world quite perplexing. I wonder if I can find a better synopsis than that. let me go to my anime list real quick. Let me see if I can get a better.
It has certainly piqued my interest just off of that synopsis. I low key want to read this, and after we're done doing this, I will probably read that before I do anything else today.
Dang. People on my anime list are rating this low at 6.67 score out of 10. Man, you people.
Man, sometimes people just don't want to give things a chance.
It's not amazing, but it's not like bleh, like 6.6. Like, I would say
Does it appear to be like a comedy?
It's a comedy. It's a comedy one.
Comedy. Yeah, see, comedy series, I believe, they tend to start off kind of like that. People gotta get a feel for the comedy direction that it's really going in, and within a couple weeks, if it's as good as you say, or if it had exceeded those expectations that you didn't have, then it should go up in rating a bit.
Yeah. Like, okay, so here's a better synopsis of for my anime list here. So the god of destruction Magu hold on. The god of destruction Magu
Quite the name.
Magu Minyeku has been summoned by the Chaos Cult. Humanity's last hope is the honorable Holy Knights. The battle to save mankind took place hundreds of years ago, but now a girl out in the country named Ruru releases the legendary god of destruction who had been trapped in a magical jewel. Will the natto-eating, destruction beam-blasting Magu-chan fill the world with complete chaos? This heartwarming, destructive comedy series is ready to explode onto the scene. Yeah.
Oof, that is quite the synopsis there. And just based off the first one from the Shonen Jump website, I already plan on reading it.
Yeah. it's pretty good, actually.
Check it out.
It's really good.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Like, I went in and I was like, okay. And then I about the end, I was like, oh my gosh, this is pretty good. And then I reread it. I actually reread it, and I enjoyed it a second time around, like, more than the first one.
But so you go into it and you're just like, well, go ahead and check this one out.
Yeah, I mean,
see how it is.
I think I have like a reluctancy to start new things at the same time as I love to start new things, because like even with Mission Yozakura Family, as soon as I saw like the default like high school setting, depressed looking kid at the very start, I was immediately like, oh boy, here we go. And then about 10 pages in, and I was hooked.
Man, you gotta give it 10 pages. By the 10th page, you're not hooked. You gotta drop it. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. Any of you
no.
anime watchers out there,
don't do that.
Early new manga readers, don't give it a chance. Give it a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Get through the first arc. Then we'll know if you like it or not. You gotta give it a chance first.
Yeah, and the art's really good for it too. You're gonna love the art.
Oh damn! I definitely look forward to checking the series out. It's called
Mm-hmm.
Magu-chan, God of
Magu-chan,
Destruction,
God of
right?
Destruction.
Alrighty, I look
Oh,
forward.
one of the best things about it is whenever he talks, they give him this like exaggerated like text box that has a very scratchy art style to it, and like the text is like black and bold, and it's just like he says like
Oh jeez.
some of the things that he says, like let me pull up one of the things that he says here real quick. Uh like when he first gets so it's not spoiler. When he first gets summoned, he's like uh so you are the one who disturbed my slumber, foolish lowly human. What is this corporeal vessel? Like
Jeez.
he says things like that. I am
Oh
unable,
god.
like, because he gets like summoned as like this little jellyfish like thing, and he's just like, I am unable to command this body to my
Oh.
will. What am I?
Oh damn. Oh. Oh, that's funny. That's. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll. Oof. I. I might read this right now.
Maybe right after the
No, I can't.
podcast.
As soon as we're done with this recording, I'm most likely going to read this chapter.
I definitely at least read the
I have
first
to check
chapter.
out
It's so
this.
good. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
So
one of the things here. Our first order of business will be to regenerate this pitiful corporeal form. I demand provisions of flesh and blood. Bring forth an offering. And then she just plops down like a bento box that's like just natto. It's just like beans and like slop. Like
oh man. And I bet it just eats it all up, huh?
he eats it and he's just like
It's
he's
like
like
that. It's like
he's just like it's not bad.
does he you know what? Since he's like a blob jellyfish looking thing, I'm going to assume the sound he makes when he eats is the same as Zoidberg from Futurama, where it goes.
That would definitely work for what he looks like. Like
You
when
know?
you see him, it's good.
One of my favorite characters on Futurama. Great
Oh,
show.
one of the best things is when he's finished eating, he's like laying over with his hands on his stomach, and he just goes, "I am replete."
Oh man, you've definitely sold me on this series, my friend.
It's pretty good. All right, so
Dang,
let's go on
you
to
know
the
what?
next thing.
You've done a good job selling me on this series. But you know what gaming news that hasn't fully sold me yet?
Uh-oh, what is
You wanna
that?
know? Um, and it might have just been my expectations were set a bit too high, but the most recent Pokemon Presents stream, I believe that's
Oh,
what it was titled.
oh yeah, uh-huh.
I
Pokemon
will admit
Presents.
I was one of the people looking forward to Gen 4 remakes, but what I got in that announcement was something that I was thrown for a loop and was not satisfied with the announcement. And I know a lot of other Pokemon fans weren't happy with said announcement, and that was the announcement of Pokemon Unite, which is basically a
You mean
Pokemon
Pokemon League of
MOBA.
Legends?
Basically Pokemon League of Legends. Yeah,
I don't
Pokemon
see
League of
it.
Legends.
I don't see it going anywhere. I don't see
Yeah,
it surviving more than a year. I mean, I get that it's gonna
yeah.
have crossplay between like mobile and Switch users, but I don't see it. It's Nintendo and Pokemon Company, so I see them keeping it alive for the very small fan base that they will have, but I don't
That will
see it.
spend money on it.
Yeah, I don't see it going anywhere aside from that.
Fair enough. Now, you see, initially, my initial reaction was, what the heck is this? Why did this get its own separate announcement? And I never clicked the dislike button, right? It got mass disliked, the video, right?
I try not to press the dislike button on videos.
Yeah, I never really pressed the dislike button. It's got to
Mhm.
be a truly horrendous video for me to hit that button.
Yeah.
But it did have from the last time I checked, a roughly like 10 to 15,000 difference in dislikes compared to like. But
Goodness.
thinking about it, it's been a few days, less than a week since they announced it, and I gotta say, I actually do kind of want to play it.
Oh, I'm gonna try it for sure.
I want to give it a try.
It's free.
After my disappointment of No Gen 4 remake, after that had finally subsided, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Hanging out with your friends, or random people that you meet online, and then playing this Pokemon League of Legends type thing, it could be pretty fun. And I'm gonna go with it into an open mind.
Mhm.
And then what really solidified things for me was the fact that somebody posted on Twitter. I don't remember the account name, and I apologize for forgetting who this was. But they said keep an open mind on it because this could be Nintendo's way of introducing other things for the future. Now that they're trying a Pokemon MOBA, what's to say that the next thing they try is an open world Pokemon RPG?
Ooh, I like this.
It could be testing the waters on new things to spice up the Pokemon franchise.
Pokemon MMO, Pokemon MMO, Pokemon MMO.
Exactly. So I figure I'll go in it with an open mind, and who knows, maybe I will like it. I do sort of enjoy watching League of Legends, but
I've been,
I'll give a hand at Pokemon Unite.
Yeah. It's funny. I've always wanted to try League of Legends or like Dota. And I have a friend who played Vainglory with me for a little bit, right? And he was really into Vainglory. And he kept wanting me to play Vainglory. And I wanted to play Vainglory, but at the same time, it was not what I was fully interested in at the time to really put time into. Because they're time-consuming games. They are.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It takes some time to be used to it. You gotta understand the control scheme, certain layouts. Yeah.
And it was on my phone, too. So, I'm not a big mobile gamer. I don't like phone games as much.
Yeah, I love phone games. I am a big mobile gamer.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm the exact opposite. I can't stand phone games. And so I played it a little bit and I enjoyed it. I just never got back to it. And now that I actually have a computer like to play things on, now I'm like, "Oh, let's try League. Let's try Dota." But now everyone is into other things, so I don't really have people to play League of Legends with.
Don't worry, my friend. I will check those games out with you.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because like,
I wholeheartedly promise you that when I do, I will.
we're gonna start with Pokemon Unite. Pokemon League of Legends. That's where we'll get our start.
Exactly. Pokemon Unite, and then we'll segue into all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the toxicity that comes from it.
Yep. So yeah, that was a bit of a gaming news that really split the Pokemon community. But,
gamer news moment.
Some anime news though.
Some anime news.
I feel like really from a few weeks ago, but it really still a topic of discussion amongst the community. Is the 2021 remake of Shaman King.
Shaman King. I hear
Shaman King.
I hear really good things about it. People keep telling me to read it.
I personally loved Shaman King a lot, and I'm glad it's getting a remake. I never asked for a remake, but
hey, sometimes you don't need to ask.
Because I figured with how old the series is, it wasn't right to really just ask for a remake constantly, and I was satisfied with what I got.
I don't know about
I
that
read
one,
the
Pablo. I'm
manga.
still asking
You
for a
know,
Xenogears remake from Square Enix.
when it came to Shaman King, I was satisfied with what I got. And then
Square
when
Enix,
you
please.
read the manga,
Xenogears
the
2021.
the author, I believe the series was canceled or that it was kind of rushed.
Ah,
So
okay.
it had a bit of a rushed ending, but soon after it ended, the author took a little bit of a break and then came back and wrote the true ending of it. And that's what was released in the final volumes.
Okay.
So it did get the ending that it was originally intended to have. So I'm
That's good.
satisfied with that. And the anime was never finished, I believe. I don't remember. It's been a very, very long time since I've seen it. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the remake of Shaman King. And as far as my knowledge goes, it is being animated by the same studio that has done Tower of God. I could be wrong about that, but I do believe that they're also doing the God of High School.
Yeah,
Anime
yeah.
coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm definitely looking forward to Shaman King 2021.
Yeah, same here. I hear good things about it, so I'm just hyped. I'm like, it's gonna be like another Hunter x Hunter situation with the remake, from what I hear, like revamp wise. So I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it. Any out there anime news stories or anything related to
Yes.
that you've heard
Yes.
recently?
Finally, Log Horizon Season 3. After 5 years, we finally get Log Horizon Season 3. But no, 6 years now. Because it's delayed till next year.
Ouch. Yikes.
Because of coronavirus.
Yeah, Log Horizon Season 3, which was scheduled to be released at some point
October.
later this year.
October of this year.
October. Yeah.
And then it got delayed.
In case you all couldn't tell, Noah is a big Log Horizon fan and has been waiting for more content.
I didn't get to mention it earlier.
Unfortunately, he didn't get any.
I didn't get to mention it earlier. One of the animes that I watched soon after Hunter x Hunter on my own, when I was venturing out to anime on my own, I found Log Horizon. And I like it so much more than Sword Art Online.
In your heart. Yep. Well, fear not, friend. Season 3 has not been canceled. It has only been delayed.
It is only delayed. But it's okay. I've waited 5 years for it. I've had patience.
Exactly.
What's another couple months?
Exactly. And it's for the safety of the animators and all the people working on the project.
Do what you gotta do.
Stay healthy. Exactly. See, my friend, if you want them to stay healthy and be able to give you the Season 3 that you've waited for so long, right?
And they better deliver, god dang it.
Content. Exactly. And then if it's a good Season 3, you want them to be healthy enough to start immediately working on Season 4.
They gotta do it. You gotta get to Season 4. I gotta know what happens.
Exactly. So all you people out there, not just the animators working on Log Horizon Season 3, stay safe. All right? Wear your mask out. All that good stuff. Wash your hands.
You don't want to risk it.
Inside.
You only got one life in this world.
Exactly.
You don't want to risk it.
How unfortunate would it be that you contract a potentially deadly virus that ends up wiping you out and you being unable to finish all the anime that you have started and all the manga that you have read? That'd be quite tragic. So,
yes. Think about it like this.
Please.
You'll never be able to finish One Piece.
Exactly.
Nor Hunter x Hunter.
Motivation for
you'll never know the ending. You'll never know the ending to One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, Berserk, like all these other shows that are ongoing right now.
Exactly. All the ones that I've invested many years of my life would go to waste, all because I didn't wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So,
put on your mask, please.
Yes, everybody, please put on your mask.
And be safe. Please keep
please. Public service.
Follow the rules, please. Just so we can get through
follow
this.
the rules. You know, unless you're listening from New Zealand, which I hear is corona free. So shout out to all my New Zealand peeps. You know,
Right?
You did what you had to do, and now you guys can go and watch rugby games, you know, packed with people, and y'all are good. So congratulations.
If only America can be like them.
Quite the tragedy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know what's a tragedy on someone's wallet? It's this bit of news that I found
Yeah.
a couple days ago, right? Is that popular anime girl waifu Rem from
Oh, one of my waifus, one of my
anime.
secondary waifus.
Yes, exactly. Critically acclaimed anime waifu Rem from ReZero. She is getting a life-size figure. Life-size figure.
Coupled with
And
a
you can purchase
custom-made
it-
Japanese fan. I mean,
custom-made
umbrella.
Japanese.
Umbrella. It's like handcrafted, like paper and wood craft.
Umbrella. Yes, it's an umbrella.
It's an umbrella. And
You can purchase it through rightstuff.com.
Right Stuff Anime.
Right Stuff Anime. Is it Right Stuff Anime?
It's rightstuffanime.com, I think. Right.
Yeah,
rightstuffanime.com with one F, not two Fs. One F.
Right Stuff Anime with one F.com. You can purchase it through there for a total of $39,999.99. So basically $40,000.
Whopping 40K.
40K. 40 bands. 40 G's, my friend.
$40,000. Woo!
Now, that is quite a large chunk of change and a real big travesty on one's wallet.
It comes in a crate,
though. They are limited edition and custom made, and they will only ever make 10 of them.
10.
And as of this recording, there are 3 left available.
7 have already been purchased and made. 3 remain to be purchased and made.
3 remain. So, if this is the first time you guys are hearing of this,
if you're a whale out there that
sure,
has some $40,000 to spend, like it's like it's a dropping a penny on the ground, or giving a homeless person like $10 to help them out with something, you better get on that right now because there's only 3 left.
Yeah, it's like help a homeless person or life-size anime waifu. I think the choice is very clear.
And let me know
like, no,
when you get it,
help people out there,
because I want to see it in person. Like,
yeah, I need one of our listeners to purchase this, please.
I want to be able to see it. Don't
purchase it for us. Purchase it for yourself if you really want it, but please let us find some way to see it in person because I really want to see it. I need to see a $40,000 life-size.
If I had
figure.
that kind of money to
it's
just
on my
throw
bucket
away,
list.
I would buy
one day
every life-size figure, and I would have a room dedicated to the life-size figures and make it a mini museum.
I was just about to say that. Have a room dedicated to life-size anime figures. Have them all covered with a cloth, and then when somebody like accidentally opens that room, you're like, "Don't go in there," and then they're like, "Why? What's in it?" And I'm like, then you're like, "You want the truth," and then you like, whoosh, remove the cloth, and all they see are these life-size anime girl figures.
Right?
Oh man, think about the reaction people have. That's what I want to see.
Didn't they make an Asuna one? Like a life-size Asuna one?
Did they make an Asuna one? Hold up.
I'm not sure. I know there was another one that they made a life-size of.
I'm going to have to do some research on that. I'm going to need a confirmation, please. And once I have confirmation that the Asuna figure is real, you can bet that it's going to be in my room. You can bet.
So, there is one, but it's at an expo. Like it's at a it's at like a big event thing.
Sale
No. It's a Kirito and Asuna replica.
Travesty. My woman with her man.
Yeah, because it's a recreation.
Bad,
it's a recreation of like his room and like certain key things, and it's like a museum. It has like the weapons and stuff that they use.
His room and get into my room. Jeez.
His room is very simple. Like it's just like
exactly.
It's he's got like a desk set up similar to mine with like 2 monitors. He's got like a little futon bed and then like a window with like blackout curtains.
I don't know what she sees in him, honestly. I don't. Oh yeah, he's got that main character flag to him, and I'm like,
what's he got going for him? He's the main character. What else?
Man, side characters are where it's at, you know? Side characters.
You know, like, I tend to really like the main characters a lot.
Main characters are nothing without the side characters.
True. I've started to, like, appreciate a lot of side characters in the past few years.
It's good, you know. Side characters deserve their time in the limelight.
You know? There's a lot of times where I think we don't get enough screen time with these side characters.
Exactly. You know, you ever see those certain anime where you're like, no, this is great and all, but the side characters really make the series. You know, like without them, the series wouldn't be as good.
Like the Familiar of Zero.
Oh, that's a good example. Yeah,
that's one of my favorite
characters.
Romance anime.
Yeah,
it's a really good one. Definitely not a first anime to watch. It's a little on the ecchi side, but it's very enjoyable. I think it had a very good ending. I wish we could have gotten the true ending for the series, but sadly the author passed away before he could finish the series.
Oof.
But
how tragic.
But he did finish.
Rest in peace.
He did finish the 4th season pretty well. So at least we have that.
You gotta appreciate what we have, you know. And hopefully in another lifetime there's in another parallel universe there's a completed version, and hopefully with technology advancing the way it is, we'll have access to that parallel universe and you will get the true ending, my friend. I hope that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on to another anime related topic here, good sir. Summer 2020 anime. You know, we'll go ahead and list off a couple. Are there any summer 2020 anime that you're looking forward to?
Right now, the ones that are announced and what we can see on like my anime list and other places. For me, God of High School. Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. I hear that one's really good. I've been seeing a lot of art of that on Twitter in the past like 6 months or so to a year, actually, of the manga.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then I hear it's getting an anime, so
manga panels.
Yeah. And it's getting an anime now, so I'm like, okay. You know, I'll
definitely
wait for the anime. Out. Yeah. I went ahead and got the first volume of the manga, to try it out. And I'm gonna watch the anime too. Sword Art Online, you know, Alicization Season 2. I still gotta finish the first Alicization Season 1.
I'm looking forward to that second season, man.
Yeah, I gotta
girl in it.
I gotta finish the Season 1 of that because I only watched like the first episode or two, and then I got busy with like other things, so I just never went back to it.
Yeah, don't worry. When you have some free time, I'll watch it with you. You know.
Yeah.
Any excuse I have to rewatch SAO with my waifu.
Yeah, for Asuna.
I'll take it. Yeah. You know, you would think that I'm watching it with you, my friend, to give you some company, but no, it's really that I'm giving Asuna some company, you know, so she doesn't have to deal with her man for so long. You know? She can always jump out of the screen and come to me. Any other ones?
Pablo, don't NTR this now.
No, I won't. At least not yet. Not on the first episode. Not on the first podcast.
No one likes NTR, Pablo.
Yeah, they gotta get a feel for us first.
Jeez.
Any other summer 2020 anime you look forward to?
As looking on down the list, the one that kind of piqued my interest is Decadence. Decadence.
Oh, that.
Decadence? Maybe it's Decadence. I don't know how they properly pronounce that.
Yeah, it's pronounced some sort of way that we aren't saying correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I get where you're going with this.
Yeah, it's like reading the synopsis of it. It's many years have passed since humanity was driven to the brink of extinction by the sudden emergence of an unknown life forms called Godal. Those humans that survive now dwell in a 3,000-meter high mobile fortress, Decadence, built to protect themselves from the Godal threat. Denizens of Decadence fall into two categories: gears, warriors who fight the Godal daily, and tankers, those without the skills to fight. One day, Natsume, a tanker girl who dreams of becoming a gear, meets Shirley Kaburagi, an armor repairman of Decadence. This chance meeting between the seemingly two opposites, the girl with a positive attitude... the girl with a positive attitude who never gives up on her dreams, and the realists who has given up on his, will eventually shake the future course of this world. Pretty generic, I'll admit.
Sounds a little generic, but
it's got that dystopian kind of thing to it, you know, and it's got like the opposites. Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm a sucker
you're looking
for
forward
that.
to it. Maybe I'll check it out too. Not a bad synopsis there.
I'm a sucker for that stuff.
Oh yeah, I know you are. So it could be good. I'll definitely add that to my list of things to watch.
So anything for you for the
all
summer?
You're looking forward to?
Yeah, so far.
Me. Yeah. I am personally looking forward to The God of High School, as you are. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong. Beautiful animation based off the trailers, the teaser, and the final one they released. I actually do read the webtoon of it, and I have for the last 2 years.
Yeah, so I just started.
I actually never thought it would get an anime, and now that it has, I'm so looking forward to seeing it. Mm-hmm. All of you who have not read The God of High School and have no idea how crazy and intense and wild the series gets, you are in for a ride, and I hope you enjoy that ride. Another one I'm looking forward to is Rent a Girlfriend.
You told me about this one recently.
For it. Exactly. Yeah, I recently read the manga for this, Rent a Girlfriend, and there is a trailer up on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel. So go ahead and check out the trailer if you guys are interested in it.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Basically, it's about this dude goes through a breakup with his very first girlfriend. He's like a freshman in college, doesn't know how to cope with it, and I know you're aware in Japan they have certain rental services that are kind of out there that aren't really available here in America. But yeah, rental girlfriends are kind of like a thing, and he basically does that, and he does it to try to get over this slump he has.
Yeah, because like it's
I commend him for that.
It's for like for people who have like social anxiety and stuff. They don't know how to handle
exactly
talking to people or in handling situations that are related to like relationships or trying to get into a relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. It gives people the help they
That
need, and
boost of
there's nothing
confidence and
wrong
help.
with getting a bit of help.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, he signs up for that service, and through certain events, he has to basically pretend for a long period of time that they're actually dating her and the main male character. And side characters are pretty good, and I personally like this series. It's it's a harem per se, but it's quite enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to it. A Another one, which is completely different than than Rent a Girlfriend, is I believe the English title name is The Misfit of Demon King Academy, and to put it in plain terms, from my understanding, because I only saw the trailer of it once, and I freaking love it. I love anything with the Demon King, it gets resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
But to put it as simply as possible, the Demon King, right, basically reincarnates as his descendant like 2,000 years in the future, and basically flexes on his other descendants at this academy, because they're like, he's looking for like a strong descendant for whatever reason. And yeah, I'm gonna find out that reason when I see it, but uh, basically they're too weak, and so he just flexes on them how strong he is, and then everyone's like, "Whoa, look how strong this guy is," and he's like, "Of course." And in the end of the trailer, they have like a talking baby, which I assume is him. So yeah, it looks pretty interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. That's the one I have the least amount of knowledge going
I'm
into.
interested in that too now. I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Yeah, the talking baby really did it for you, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the last thing, I believe it's My Teen Romantic Love Comedy Snafu, the third season, which I think is titled Climax. Yeah, it's a series that I've been watching for many years. I think I was still in high school when I saw the first season.
So it's been
So
out for a
I've
while.
been it's been out for a while. Yeah, it's been a few years since the second season. Looking forward to it. I believe it's the final season. It's gonna wrap up everything. Dude's gonna pick a girl. I know you haven't seen it, so I won't go
Yeah, don't spoil me
too
now.
much into detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't go too much into detail. But I'm definitely looking forward to see how the story wraps up. One of my personal favorites that I've enjoyed it so much to the point where I haven't dropped it after 7+ years since the first season.
Yeah.
A lot of nice waifus in it. Great story. Love the main character. Love the side characters. It's great.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wish I could go into it, but a bit more. But you haven't seen it, so I'm gonna let you go in blind for when you do, because I know you'll enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, those are the four that I personally look forward to for summer 2020.
Okay. You know
And
what we're
we'll go
missing?
ahead and whoa, what are we missing?
You know what we're missing
What are
for
we
summer
missing?
anime? Where the
What are we
heck
missing, good sir?
is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid season 2 and Interviews with
Ah,
Monster Girls season 2 from 4 years ago? And
yeesh.
on top
You
of that,
know,
where is I can't understand what my husband is saying season 3 or 4 or whatever it's at.
you know,
Sorry,
just
I had
let
to throw
me
that out there. I was
it's maybe winter 2020. We'll check back, see if there's any updates on
yeah.
those for you.
I
Oh
need
man, it's
more.
okay. It's all right. You can cry in a moment. We're almost done. So I'm gonna go ahead and pose the question of the week right here. What what summer 2020 anime are you most looking forward to? You can go ahead and write down there in the comments. let me know. And if it's one I haven't heard of or one that we haven't heard of, maybe we'll go ahead and add it onto our list, and maybe we'll talk about it when it's out.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
go ahead and let us know. Any final piece of news you want to go over? No.
Not really currently. I think we covered everything for right now.
Yeah,
Until next week.
About everything.
We tried to cram everything we could into this first episode.
Yeah, we definitely
covered a lot.
crammed
It's actually gotten to be quite a long episode now.
Yeah, quite a long episode. But you know what? I had fun talking about this.
It was a great
everything. Time. Time flew by. I did not feel it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in a comfortable position to talk. I could talk more.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go ahead and wrap
kind of wrap it up
here,
in a nice tight little bow here, and come back next week.
Yeah, nice. Exactly. Yeah, come back next week with another episode and a lot more discussion topics. Who knows? Maybe a part 2 in our VTuber discussion.
Oh, definitely.
Make it a series. Every week we'll talk
have a little segment in it.
our weekly VTuber updates.
Right.
That's what we'll go ahead, make a segment exclusive for VTubers, and our deep dive and how deep down the rabbit hole we go throughout the week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, that just reminded me. We do have some news that we could reveal. It's in planning.
What is this news?
It's in planning.
In planning. Would you like to share with the people what this news is?
So one of the things that we have planning for the podcast, at some point, we definitely want to have a once a month One Piece special podcast that will involve 3 to 4 of us.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. So we have Pablo and I, Noah, currently right now. But as this podcast grows and goes on, you'll be introduced to some more friends that we have that are in this with us, and we'll see how it evolves, and hopefully we can continue and start and continue doing a special monthly podcast dedicated to One Piece, because we all absolutely love One Piece. Like, I
definitely
we haven't gotten to go over so much, and we're gonna have to do this as it goes on.
Yeah.
So
we could have a whole episode dedicated to just talking about it.
And that's why we want to do a One Piece special every month.
Mm-hmm. So y'all can look forward to the day that comes out. All you One Piece fans, because we're all in this together. Shout out High School Musical.
We're all in this together.
together.
I don't know the rest of the words.
One Piece and I wanna read it and talk about One Piece on the podcast that you listen in once a week or month. We haven't decided. I lost the tune. But yeah, so I'm not gonna go ahead and sing anymore because I suck. But you guys get the gist
you don't
of it.
suck.
We're planning on a special One Piece monthly episode, but
it's in planning.
Work out the
it's in planning.
It's in planning, so you guys can definitely look forward to that.
All right, I think that's about wraps it up. So thank you for tuning in and listening. Definitely, if you've made it this far into the podcast.
Yeah, if you made it this far into the podcast, I want you to write down in the comments what are we gonna have them write down. So you see, because I want to know if you made it. Sorry, not if you skipped this far, right? But if you listened this far, write down in the comments beluga whale. Yep, that's what I want to see in the comments.
Beluga
if you made
whale?
It this far, I want all the listeners who made it this far to go down in the comment section and type beluga whale. And
beluga whale. Yes.
Personally, like every single comment.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, once again, my name is Pablo, aka Ace, and this is my co-host Noah.
Noah the
This
Boa.
is
Uh-huh.
your Otaku Talk Podcast. Exactly, yes. Noah the Boa. Yeah, let me get that correct. I got to put some respect on his name.
Some respect on the name, man.
Yeah, put some respect on his name. Noah the Boa, my good friend and co-host. This has been your Otaku Talk Podcast, your one true podcast, one true place for all your anime, manga, and gaming related news. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.